One. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamers Lounge podcast. My name is John Meadows. With me, as always, Eric, Nathaniel, and Robert finally back with us. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how long has it been? 3 weeks?
Two episodes, so I guess that's what it's been.
Yeah.
Well, we did two back-to-back. You know, usually we do bi-week, but we did 2 weeks in a row. So
I was in the chat, though. We were having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, last week you had technical difficulties, and then the week before that you were changing a tire in the rain or something. I don't know. Doing something that really sucked, but somebody's got to do it.
I would have rather been here, but
Well, I mean, you got to help out your buddy. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, if your buddy's in
especially
need,
when he's paying half the bills.
Well, yeah, you definitely want that if he's paying half the bills. You really do.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to leave him out hanging because then he'll just he'll
be angry.
Yeah, he'll be real angry.
It's okay. I got his rent before we started recording this week. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, that's what you do. You hold it over. Oh, I've already got your rent for the month. You can call AAA on that one. It's like
right.
Man.
That's cool. Well, we'll get into what we always do. We'll talk about games we've been playing, things like that. I'm going to say, Nathaniel, you go last because I want to hear where you're at in Persona and all that good stuff. That's going to take a while.
Got plenty to talk about.
I figure you do. So. Eric, why don't you go first and tell us what you've been doing?
Nothing exciting, just more Dying Light and The Crow's Eye for PC, which is a first-person adventure horror game.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's kind of a different take on that genre, so that makes it interesting. But
point and click.
No. I would think it's kind of like Portal, maybe is the best way to describe it. Sort of the way you play, you move objects and manipulate the environment. It's interesting, different take on things. Yeah. Dying Light, just been playing with a bunch of people on Thursdays. Good times. Still slogging through. I think the other guys are gonna get the DLC since I have it, so then we can tackle on the additional content. It's still fun. It's one of those games. It's kind of like Borderlands. It's really good to play with a bunch of people. And by yourself, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can do 90% of everything, but people, it's fun. Mainly because you hope that weaker guy just serves as cannon fodder, and you can run away by the nasty zombies. Yeah, I'm into the second area, so it's pretty fun.
That's cool.
Can you push people in that game? Because it'd be fun to just knock someone off a roof and run away.
No, you can. You can knock off zombies. They fall, they get impaled.
But your buddy, you're just here, go.
You can actually. There's friendly fire. Guns a little bit, but explosives are what screw you over. So at night, the nasty stuff comes, and you're sitting on a rooftop, you're shooting stuff with a shotgun, throwing grenades, trying to, get it away, and it gets on the rooftop, and you throw a bunch of grenades at it, and they're right at your feet, and there goes your buddy. There goes you too. So when you die, you can get revived. There's about 25 seconds, but if you die with an explosives, you just spawn back at the nearest base. And at night, you don't lose any experience points, survivor points called. At night you die, back in the game. During the day, die, the penalties are pretty bad. Oh, not horrible, but say you're in a hard area, you die 4 or 5 times, you lose 10,000 experience.
Holy crap.
It's still fun. Yeah, they like to throw little things at you. It's still fun. Let's see. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of cool garage sale stuff I was going to talk about, but maybe we'll get to that later. What else have you guys been playing?
All I've been playing is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
same.
Still on it.
What is that? I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, you never heard of that one? Yeah, it's some kind of new game that somebody made. I don't know.
Starring a character named Mario.
I kind of stumbled onto it, and I never heard anything about it at all.
Nice, just randomly.
Let's see. I think last night I hit 120 hours.
Nice. Look at that dedication.
Well, I finally got all the costumes, even the Dark Link. I got that one finally. I got unlocked. Last night I went through and unlocked all the memories. I only had about 3 or 4 of them unlocked, so I went ahead and finished all those because I want to finish that before I go on to the last boss, because I want to get that different ending or that other ending or whatever. There's supposed to be a special ending or something. I don't know.
I just stumbled upon my first memory.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
I think I had 4, and there's 17 total or something like that. So
I've got all but one of them that are on your little album. There's some that you get just from doing other story missions that aren't a spot on your map. You just get them.
Yeah, I did all those first, and then I went back to all the spots and got them. The one that I thought was going to be the hardest was one of the easiest ones. Is the one in Zelda's library up in the castle.
That's the one I don't have. Yeah,
it was pretty easy with the. You just go up the waterfalls with the suit that makes you fly, swim up waterfalls. You can just go foop, 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 and walk right over and drop right down, and there you are. I mean, you don't even get shot at. I've
gotten close to where I think it is supposed to be, but I just hadn't gone there yet because I've only gone to Hyrule Castle the once.
Yeah, well, and I did all the beasts this week. I did those, got all those. I maxed out my Guardian armor, so it's level 4. I think my armor is like, when I wear a full set, I think my armor is like 90 or 85 or something like that.
Nice.
Something crazy. It's like when something
hits me. I don't have
it
maxed out, but even when not maxed out, that armor gives you quite a bit of protection.
Yeah. Well, it maxed out, it's just like pink. Oh, that didn't do anything. Okay. Well,
pink.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, now I'm ready. All I got to do is just go beat Ganon. So
what is your favorite outfit that's not from an amiibo?
Oh, see? Oh, that's hard because all the amiibo ones are my favorite.
Amiibo.
Just the plain old game that also still has tons of different outfits to get. One of those, which one is your favorite that you're running around in most of the time, you think?
Most of the time I'm always wearing the Guardian, at least the chest and the legs. Yeah. That's what I wear most of the time, but I usually put the Zelda hat with it, or sometimes I wear the hood. But a lot of times I just wear the amiibo hat with it, one of the amiibo hats.
Man, I'm completely different. I run around most of the time in the ninja outfit, like the Sheikah thing that's stealth. And it's decent armor when you upgrade it most of the way.
Yeah.
And then that way I just don't aggro things as much, just running around. And unless I'm in somewhere that's cold or hot and I need special armor on, then I'll wear that. Or I'll throw on the climbing outfit if you're going to be doing a bunch of climbing, because, man, it goes so much faster when you have that on.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I find myself doing all the time. It's like I walk right up to the wall, and I'm like, okay, let me change armor. Boop, 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 climb up, and then I get to the top, and then change. Oh, it's cold. Let me put a jacket on. I'm always constantly changing something. But, man, the Amiibo outfits are my favorite. Once I also
like mixing and matching a lot sometimes. So I'll have a piece of this and that and combine it together and do kind of a little fashion thing. Like, okay, this looks cool combined.
What I do at night is, since I got the dark Zelda outfit, I'll have the Guardian armor on, and then I'll put the mask on with the red eyes. So then, like, my whole chest glows, and then the red eyes glow.
I have one. I think it's the pants I don't have for the Dark Link yet. I got the hat first because it's like, ooh, creepy red eyes. I need that.
Yeah, the creepy red eyes. And plus, I just like to put on the whole outfit and then walk around and scare everybody in the villages because they all go, and then stand there for a minute like
they're dumb.
Sometimes in that game when an NPC says something dumb, then I'm like, oh, come on, I'll like attack them just because you can't hurt them, but they do react to it, and it's really funny.
Yeah. But yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just like the Guardian. Well, now that I've got it 4-starred, it's just like it's hard not to wear it all the time, just because it can take a beating, and I don't get killed all the time.
Yeah. Thanks to your tip on the bowling, I finally got enough money to get the last fairy fountain. Because
10,000.
If you don't know that one little trick, bowling is terrible. It was so bad. I was trying so many different things, so many different places.
There's just that one. I
just found the bowling place, and I got 2 spots that I can about 80 to 90% of the time get a strike.
Yeah, I
just was unlucky in trying to do that, because when I first got there, I was testing different places. I was like, all right, I'll put it here, I'll put it there. I'll try hitting it with my weapons and stasis and see if that works better. Nothing worked, and I didn't get a strike at all. And I only got like 1 spare before John told me his trick and found the spot. And then it was like, okay, every single time just about you can get a strike on it.
Yeah.
Adds up pretty quick. Another place that's good for getting money fairly quickly is the Goron's little climbing thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little like tower you climb and collect rupees as you go. You can usually get like 200 or 300 off of that each time.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that can that works real well too.
It's slower than the bowling, but it still works pretty good.
Yeah, and there's sometimes with the bowling you just hit a wall, and it's just like you'll roll it in the same spot, and then one will just go.
Yeah, it'll fall weird, and it'll block another one.
Curse you, physics!
It's like, I mean, I guess that's cool that the physics are, I mean, but still, it's like, but once you figure out that magic spot, you just doop, 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 doop. Yeah. Oh, I got 10K. Let me go unlock it. Oh, I'm running low on rupees. Doop, 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 doop.
After that, I was looking online. It's like, I wonder what actual rupee farming stuff there is. And there's several like crazy techniques for it. The dragon ones are the easiest and the most money you get quickly, though.
Yeah, and I haven't even attempted to do the dragon things. The only dragon one that I did was the one up on top of that mountain that has the
cold one.
Yeah, and I did that one, and that one was pretty cool. But I haven't.
I've seen. I think there's only 3. I've seen all 3 of them. Yeah. Gotten a scale from each. You only need a scale from 2 of them that I found, unless there's just another place that I just haven't found yet that I need the 3rd one.
There's one,
which there probably is.
There's one from one of the memories that you need the scale to unlock the goddess at the fountain. I think it's the secret.
Yeah, that's the red dragon you need for that one.
So, and I need to go get that, but at this point, I think I'm ready to just.
There's something crazy that I'm going to try. I don't know if it's possible because I don't want to look it up to see if it is, but those dragons are like really, really long, and I want to get like the armor that makes me immune to fire, all the like fire mountain gear.
Yeah.
Go, and there's a good place where there's a bridge that the dragon flies under. I want to jump on it and see if you can like ride on top of it.
That'd be cool. I don't know if you could
for no good reason, just because.
I haven't seen any videos of anybody doing anything like that. So, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you could. But yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Is I've been playing some Persona because I do need to get a review out this week on it. But
that's what has made me not play Breath of the Wild. Basically,
it's been really hard for me not to. But it's like, man, I've got everything in Breath of the Wild lined up that I wanted to do, and I got everything done. It's like, okay, now, like last night, I was like, okay, I'm going to bed early. You know what? I'm going to unlock the memories, and I'll beat Ganon Sunday. I was like,
you sound like me. I was like, I should go to bed early, and I did.
Yeah, I'm not quite there, but I think I've got 90-something shrines, so I've still got plenty of those I can get. And then there's a few of the like legendary secret horses, whatever they're called, the special horses that I want to go get that I haven't done yet.
I got
still wandering around because I'm sure there's some stuff I just haven't found.
I got all the horses except the skeletal horse, and I didn't even bother to go get it because you can't keep it. Just like the Lord of the Mountain, I can't keep him either. So it's like,
oh, that's sad.
No, you go to the dude and you try to board him, and they're all like, "That's the Lord of the Mountain. You can't be riding the Lord of the Mountain." So it's like,
but I am. Come on,
I'm
the hero of Hyrule. I gotta have a cool horse.
Yeah, no, and they won't let you keep it, and they won't let you keep the skeletal horses either. So it was like, okay, well, I went and got Zelda's horse. I went and got Ganon's
I got the picture
horse,
of the skeletal horse and rode it for a bit until it just disappeared at daytime. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, man, why can't I keep that? That would be awesome. I come riding into town with that really weird-faced, glowy white horse, and everybody goes. But
I kind of want to do, if it would let you, I would want to do the skeleton horse and then put the monster like bridle on it, just because it probably looks really goofy.
Yeah, and I've got all the bridles except the armor. I haven't done the armor one yet, where you got to ride and shoot from your arrows and get like 25 of them or something like that. The archery
I haven't
stuff.
Found that one yet.
It's down from, I forget which village it is, but there's a little camp, and it's a military or an archery camp or something like that, and it's like if you pop so many balloons in X amount of time, you'll get one piece of the armor, and then you do it again, you'll get the other piece of armor. But it's like, man, I cannot shoot straight with the arrows on horseback. So
I haven't done much on horseback other than just ride around. I haven't tried to do combat with it because it's like, why would you bother? It's so much better.
I just run things over.
Foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what you're doing if you're on horse. You're just like, forget you, Bokoblin. You're getting smushed.
Yeah, and it's really good to do with Ganon's horse because he's so big, he'll just ball over everybody. Like rams will get mad and try to hit him, and the rams will just go pop and just bounce right off of him. It is hilarious.
Fly around, woo!
But yeah, I finally got the Twilight bow, And that thing's unlimited arrows. It doesn't use any of your arrows out of your ammo, and that thing shoots as straight as an arrow.
Is that an amiibo weapon?
Yep, it's an amiibo weapon.
Of course it is.
It's the best bow you can get in the game. I think the durability is like 120 on it or something like that. But
does it matter? Because some of the bows I've got are still pretty freaking good.
I don't use it much unless I'm in a situation where I've run low on arrows, but I have so many. But it's like if I want something that I've got to shoot extremely straight at, and I can't shoot perfect, but it'll still go straight, and it'll go straight forever. I was using it to shoot that dragon, and I was like up on the hill, and it was like way over yonder, and I could just line up a shot and go and shoot it from 100 yards away in that game and hit the eye. But yeah, I mean,
most of the dragons, there's a spot, or at least one or two, where you can get pretty close to them at some point where they fly by. You just have to be there at the right time.
Yeah.
They're a lot harder to hit from further away.
Yeah, and that was the thing with that bow, that I could hit it from so far away. It was ridiculous. So it was like, okay, well, let me just whip this out and start using it instead. So, but then I hate to break it, because then it's going to take forever to try to get it back again. Start tapping the amiibo like crazy trying to get it back. So, but other than that, I mean, I really haven't played too much. I bought Lego City Undercover, tried it out a little bit this afternoon.
How you liking that one?
It's pretty cool, actually. I bought it on the Switch. I had a buy two get one free coupon at GameStop, and they actually had a used copy of it. So
wow, really?
I picked it up. So,
nice.
Yeah, I ended up taking that one for free, and I bought Overwatch on PS4, and Horizon Zero Dawn was the other one that I finally picked up. So I'll play it eventually.
Well, might as well get. If you can get a good deal.
It's a great game, man.
Yeah, I want to play it really bad. Well, and then stupid Ghost Recon was on sale on Amazon. Was the deal of the day the other day for like $35. So
I bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, my buddies
never play that one.
My buddies, we still play. I'm like, okay, I'm spending $35 if you're playing. Yeah, we still play. So I'm like,
make sure you just get on that though, because what happens in a couple months, and I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, well, I know what's going to happen when Destiny comes out. They ain't going to want to play anything but Destiny. So.
But I bought Ghost. Wildlands, play. Come on. It wasn't bad. I like the beta.
It was okay. I think I would like it better with friends.
Yeah, my friends and I kept thinking maybe it was kept reminding us of Just Cause, but it's not the same, right?
Yeah, it felt more like Grand Theft Auto meets Ghost Recon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
I don't know. It's okay. Like I said, if it wasn't for $35, I wouldn't have bought it, because I had no desire to get it. Not pay $60 for it.
Yeah, that'll be one of those. I bet it'll come down in price too. I bet it'll just keep coming.
Probably the first expansion that comes out, it'll probably come down. So
if it gets 20 in a couple months, I definitely would consider it, just to have it. Who knows? Might play it a little bit.
Yeah. So Robert, where are you at in Zelda?
Yeah, so I just got my left Joy-Con back from Nintendo. It was having the desyncing issue. So I probably put in about an hour and a half since I got it back.
Everything work?
Yeah, everything's to be working really good.
Right.
I just completed my second beast, the flying one. I've been trying to go around and just kind of grab different shrines and level up my hearts a little bit. I was working on my stamina so I could get the giant horse, but decided that after the second beast boss was kicking my butt, that I needed some more health. In the meantime, I was able to find some armor. I just got my first rubber armor.
Yeah.
So I'm all things considered, I'm not that far. I'm probably further along in the story than I should be for my hearts. I thought I was taking my time, but I guess not. You guys have been going everywhere.
You can do it whichever way you want.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world.
You can go and do all of those beasts at first, and then just run around doing all the other stuff first. You can do kind of a mix, like I sort of did. You can run and do nothing, and then at the end go back and do all the beasts, which is kind of dumb because they all give you cool abilities.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I was 90 hours in before 100 hours in before I did my first beast.
Wow. Yeah. It must have been ridiculously easy.
Oh yeah, because the hardest one was that stupid camel one, and it was just turning the things. That was the thing that just aggravated me to death. But they were. I mean, they were all
camo
pretty.
one.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I haven't
cool.
got
But
to the
my
camo yet.
gosh.
I like that one because it was still walking around, and so when you're on the sort of the outside of it, you could see the desert through some of the windows and all that stuff. It's just kind of
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have the right armor to do the desert yet. It's too hot.
What?
The nice thing is you get the armor you kind of need when you go to most of the areas, like if you find the main sort of town there. So if you can get into the town in the desert, then you can find armor. That one you don't even have to get into the main town. You can get into the sort of little like market area.
That oasis
Yeah, I
that's
went
out
there.
there.
I just didn't have the money for it at the time. But
Yeah.
now that I found the bowling and I'm getting pretty decent at that, I get a strike, like I said, probably about 9 out of 10 times now. I just didn't have the time to put into it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long to get money from that thing once you figure it out.
No.
Not at all.
I got up to about 5K before I stopped for the night. I got like 2 new pieces of armor before I went and did the second beast. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to get back to it real quick. Got a few things on my plate that I need to take care of before we play it. I was trying to work on one of the games we got for review for the VR, and after 30 minutes of playing that, the VR headset just shut off.
Oh,
And
I thought you were
no-
talking about something cool. Like
No,
vomited.
no, not at all. No amount of troubleshooting brought this thing back to life, and I got on the phone with Sony the next morning, and they're like, you're just gonna have to send this to us for repair, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, just need to get the box. So
And
if you could send that to me.
how many hours of play do you have on that thing before it broke?
None. So this is actually my second headset. My first headset that I got, I returned because the lenses didn't have the plastic on them, so they were already smudged and scratched when I got it.
What?
So I returned it the second day I had it for another one, and that one was fine, and that's the one that I was using. I probably played about 3 to 4 hours tops on this thing.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
my processor box is
Ouch.
fine. It's just the headset, but they want me to send both the processor and the headset to them, but I keep all my cables.
Right.
So I don't even know if I'm getting the same headset back or not. They're like, we reserve the right to either fix or send you a new one, and I'm like, whatever.
It better be a
Just-
new one, or a
If
very,
it
a
works,
very good
I don't care.
a very good disinfected used one.
Yeah. Better come with the.
Because if it comes with a side of pink eye, then I would have a problem with that.
Oh yes.
Somebody else's. It would just be my headset that they repaired, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That sucks, man. That really does. I hate when stuff like that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I was bummed.
yeah, and that's ridiculous with something that you've hardly ever used. That's what's the most aggravating about it. It's like, man, I could see it if you'd been playing it for maybe even 20 hours or 15 hours, Oh,
Right.
okay. But no, you played it for less than 6 hours and it breaks. It's like
Not even a full game on this
that's,
unit.
that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That would piss me off too, man.
We were, was talking. It's like, man, I really, now they added the 3D Blu-ray support to it
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I have a lot of 3D Blu-rays because I was buying digital copies and they were on sale, and sometimes you had to buy the 3D to get the digital copy. It's like, well, that'd be a cool way to watch a movie. And it's like, oh, mine broke after 4 hours. Yeah, I'm not spending $500 on that. Never mind, forget it.
It broke.
I'm
Whatever,
out.
500 for 2 movies? That's a pretty good deal.
You think? Think that's fair? Well, now that you put it that way, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I was rethinking. Maybe I need to rethink this thing. I was thinking it all wrong at the time. I don't know. It's so. Ugh. Oh, that sounds horrible. And then
Yeah.
Sony is not quick sometimes about sending things back. It's at least probably going to be.
Well,
a
it
week.
was. What day was I telling you about this, John? Was it
I don't
Friday
remember.
or Thursday?
Thursday. It's Thursday
So,
or
I mean,
Friday. I think it was Thursday.
I'm not going to get the box until probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's going to
Yeah.
take them 2 weeks to fix it and send it back to me.
Where do
and-
you think it's going to go? You think it's going someplace in the States? You think it's into Mexico?
No, they'll send it
Be
to
in the
us.
States.
It'll be out in California. They have a repair place out
Cool.
there.
Thought it might have been
sure where-
Texas, but
The
That could
lady
be.
said that she was in Vegas, but it
Oh.
was not going to her, so I'm not really sure.
she's in like the bottom of a casino.
I
at the
can't
call
remember
center.
where my Xbox went when I had to send it back.
Texas?
I don't remember. That's what I said. I don't remember where
Yeah.
I sent it back.
I heard of it. Yeah.
It's been too long ago. I mean, it was right out of the gate broken. So
Your-
right out of the box. No,
360?
no, my PlayStation 4.
Oh, you're.
When I got it at launch, it wasn't working.
Oh yeah, me too. I went there too.
Yeah. So and I don't remember.
What was wrong with
it to. It was something with the HDMI. The HDMI port.
I had the same
on
thing.
it.
HDMI, and then the second one, or the first one, would crash after like 20 or 30 minutes of play, just dump and restart. So the HDMI I could have dealt with because I think I just would restart it once or twice and then it would be fine. But it became annoying. Too much annoying.
Mine wouldn't work
the
out
only
of the box.
HDMI issue I heard about was some of them. When you put the HDMI cord into the system, there was a piece of metal sticking down, and it was ruining some of them.
Yeah, that was what was wrong
that
with
snapping
mine.
noise. That's nothing.
Yeah, that was mine. It wouldn't go in all the way. It stuck out like that far. So
I've never had any issues with my consoles before, and now to have two of them within just a few months of each other is ridiculous.
That's the only one that I ever had any issues with was PlayStation 4.
This is
other than my 360,
third...
but everybody had a Red Ring.
I was like, what? Your 360? John's like, I've had it since day one. Worked like a dream. Never had a problem.
Yeah.
This is my third issue with the Switch. Oh. Because when I first got it, I had the bad AC adapter, so they had to send me a new one of those. And now my Joy-Con, I had to send that out, and my dock is bent, so I'm gonna have to send that to them too to get them to send me a new dock.
Yeah. Well, at least you can still play it while it's not,
And, at least they're taking care of it for free.
And they're quick about it.
I hate it when they're like, oh,
yeah, Nintendo's been great.
Blah, blah.
They usually are. Nintendo's usually really good about it, and they're usually fast. It usually doesn't take them long at all. Like I said, I don't ever remember having any issues other than the PlayStation 4, and that was at launch, and then the 360. Of course, anybody that bought one the first year, it had Red Ring. So,
I actually never had a Red Ring.
Oh, what kind of crazy?
I didn't either, but I bought mine so late in the game that they'd already pretty much that was going.
I saw one today at a yard sale, $15. It was the white model, the first in. I'm like, not even.
Some of them are good. If it's a JTAG one, then they're fine.
And I don't know the difference off the top of my head. And I was looking at other stuff, and I was just thinking of get it home, fire it up. Oh, great!
Yeah, it's all model numbers. It's all model numbers and manufacturing dates. But mine was like a true launch version, like day one, and it worked fine for a long time, and then it just started to sound like a jet engine, and then it just died.
That operating system it feels so dated now anyway. I wouldn't be buying a system for $15 even if it was a 360.
Yeah, I still have my 360. I still play it every once in a while, but now that I got an Xbox One, most of the games are backwards compatible, and so it just switches over to 360 and I go. So
last year I got an E model, I think, at a yard sale for $50. That was a pretty good deal. That was a 250 gigabyte one. It was in really good shape and worked like a dream.
Yeah,
it was actually pretty quiet. I fooled around with it for a while.
The E models are real good.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have a Slim. I have one of the Slims because when it
tried to convince my wife it was a good idea, we should put it downstairs. She's like, "No, you have too much stuff."
When my repaired launch one finally broke, and it again for like a third time, it's like, you know what, the Slims are out. I'm just going to buy one.
Yeah,
and I've never had any problem with it since. So. Of course, I haven't played it in a long time, so it's
still sitting there on the shelf.
Nah, it's in the box
for his PlayStation 2. So.
Yeah, it's just sitting in the box. It's probably where the PlayStation 3 is going to end up going. I do have it out, but it's like now that I got the Switch, it's like mine
is still hooked up.
I need another HDMI port.
I can't even think of the last thing. Maybe Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection or the Simpsons game. I can't really think. It's been a while. Usually fire it up once a month and toy with it a little bit and go, man, I really should have put a terabyte hard drive in there.
I got
500 phone's full.
I got a review game not too long ago last year on the 3, and that was the last one.
You're like, man, the operating system is so slow.
I don't know. It was all right. I like the 360 operating system better than the Xbox One.
It's funny too with the PlayStation 3. It's the one big thing I always notice when I go back to it from the PlayStation 4 is how long it takes to get into the PlayStation Store and start searching for things.
Yeah,
that's like that always throws me off. I'm like, all right, gonna wait.
Oh well. All right, Nathaniel.
What have you been playing, Sarah?
Lay the Persona on us.
Well, first I'll talk a little bit about Bayonetta.
Okay, all right.
Because it's a PC now and it's awesome.
Yeah. So you recommend it if no one? I've never played the first one. I had it on PS3, but there are all these problems.
Yeah, this is the hands down best version of this game that's ever been out there, just because it runs super well on PC. And from what I can tell from looking at like some of the performance reviews and stuff, it can run on a lower machine just fine. And if you've got even not even that huge of a machine, you can run it all maxed out. You can even use your drivers and stuff to set up and super sample it, so it's down sampling to do all sorts of stuff, and it still runs smoothly. That's kind of what I did just because I was experimenting with it just for fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, so it's running at, I think, one resolution higher than what my monitor actually is, and then scaling it down to 1080.
Yeah, because I read it could run 4K if you had a 4K monitor, and I can only imagine.
Yeah, it can.
I can imagine that game in 4K probably looks awesome.
I mean, it looked pretty good, but I mean, the textures, there's going to be some textures, especially in cutscenes. Some of the cutscenes, if you've never played it, they have all sorts of different styles of cutscenes too. So you've got some in-engine sort of things. You've got some pre-rendered things that are sort of in-engine. You've got this weird, like, overlaid film strip things where everything is sort of stills.
Yeah.
And it's not... And then there's other styles and stuff. It's just like... Bayonetta is so ADD sometimes, it's crazy, but that's part of what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
I've played, I don't know, the first 2 or 3 full levels of it just to kind of get a feel for how it plays. It plays really, really well.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Super smooth. The only sort of bad thing about it is the load times are so fast that the way Bayonetta had it set up is when you're loading in a level, you'll have just Bayonetta walking around in a blank black space, and you can practice combos, and it will show your button presses on the side, so you can learn some of the moves without being in game and trying to flub it up on accident. It'll just be like, hey, here you go, that's what I did. Oh, okay. Now you could tell what the inputs were, but now you can't do that. You have maybe time to get one quick combo off, or even less than that, half a combo before you're in the level. But it's not really a bad thing. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. That's cool, though. I heard it ran really, really well. And
it does. It's super smooth.
If I ever whenever I get a new PC for PC gaming, that's one of the first games I'm going to buy for it, because I just want to look at it and see how pretty and smooth it is.
You could probably play it on what you got right now just fine.
I probably could. It probably would run
probably maxed.
Yeah, you're probably right, because I mean it is an older game, so
yeah. They've done a really good job with porting it. There's quite a bit of options in there if you want to tinker with them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it runs super smooth. There's no slowdown like it was on consoles, because I remember there's just so much crap on screen at any given time in there, and you're just flipping around and slowing down time, and then like half a dozen enemies are attacking you at once, and you're doing crazy magic attacks where a giant hair fist comes out in midair and punches something, and just
especially
so
if
many
you played it
particles
on,
flying around.
Especially if you played it on PS3, there was a lot.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad on Xbox. I mean, it wasn't great on.
Yeah,
Xbox,
that's where I played it. It was pretty good there for the most part, but
PS3 it was really rough.
It still never really ran completely up as high as what this one does. It like 60 just solid.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a super, high end rig, then you have, higher hertz monitors that may annoy you because you can't go higher than 60. But most people, you're not going to run into it. And even if you do have that, it's not going to bug you that much.
Do you really want it more than 60 anyway? I mean,
yes.
Do you? Okay.
I mean, if you have that high end of a rig and you have 144 hertz monitors and you've paid thousands and thousands of dollars to get this super crazy PC, yes, you want it at that.
Okay, all right. I don't know.
I don't know what it is about Bayonetta, but I just could never get into it. And I loved like all the Devil May Cry games. And wasn't it the director or somebody from the Devil May Cry games that did it? Yeah,
basically Platinum came to him and wanted to do like an action game, and it sort of evolved from there a little bit.
And see, I was the exact opposite. I can't stand the Devil May Cry games.
Oh no,
man! I don't like.
This is not Devil May Cry, but the thing about Bayonetta that is super awesome is the dodge to slow down time mechanic. So you can do, I think, about 4 quick dodges in a row before you kind of have a little like animation reset and a slight cooldown that you don't see as like an icon or anything. She just has to sort of, visually you see her recover back to normal stance, and then you can dodge and do backflips again. So if you're just like spamming it, you can still dodge a lot of stuff. But if you like wait till the last second to dodge out of an attack and it's really close to you before you dodge away, then you get witch time. And it slows it down for like 2 or 3 seconds. You're still moving normal speed, so you can get a whole lot more attacks off. That's kind of the main mechanic hook from Bayonetta, plus all the just tons and tons of different combos and magic attacks and crazy just shit all over the screen all at once. Just like,
and it's all done in style.
Yes.
It just annoyed me how hypersexualized it was, I think.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Little bit.
just a tiny bit.
It was just too much.
But
like, I don't mind.
Do you think we'll ever see? I know the Bayonetta 2 has some specialty stuff in it, just for the Wii U from Nintendo. Do you think we'll ever see it on Steam?
Anyway? I would doubt it.
No, because Nintendo published it.
We see it on Switch, maybe if they ever.
Yeah, I don't even think we're gonna see it on Switch.
I doubt it. I would love to because I want to play Bayonetta 2, but I'm not going to buy Wii U for it.
Yeah, unless Nintendo sees a demand for it, they won't.
And you've got it, right, John?
Yeah. I bought the 2-pack that had the original Bayonetta and it.
Yeah, I've been hearing people are keeping the 2-pack sealed, and then they buy the cheaper one or the other edition that has just Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, that 2-pack at one point was going for quite a bit. The price kind of dropped down into the 50s, but at one point it was you could snag one on eBay for $75 to $100.
I like that demo so much. It was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I hope they bring it to Switch. I would like to see it on the Switch. It would be cool.
Be one excuse for me to get it. I'd be like, yeah. Besides Zelda, there's this other sweet game.
What else?
I mean, give them another kind of game on the Switch that's just a different, style of game than all the other stuff they got so far, and more games is always good. But I guess we shall see. But yeah, I would have been putting in up to 120 hours or so into Breath of the Wild by this point, but I'm only down near 90 because Persona 5 happened.
Slacker.
Okay, so let's just say I have an addiction to Persona 5. I'm 67 hours in.
Wow, okay. Yeah, you really
So
are.
I've been playing a crap ton of that game. I have done.
Where did you find that much time?
We're going to go to the store. Jeez. No, I got to play Persona.
Holy.
Do I need to work? No, I'll play Persona. No, I did work. No, I've just been pretty much playing it almost every evening since I got it, and then a lot on the weekends and stuff.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, lots and lots.
I like it, man.
It is super great. The thing about it that is fun for me is it's completely different than anything that I've been playing in a long while, because I haven't played a turn-based, anything in a while, let alone a turn-based Japanese RPG, and even longer than that. So it's just it's something completely different, and it's super, super just polished and stylish and fun.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like playing an over-the-top, goofy, crazy anime cartoon. You do get some actual anime, like hand-animated cartoon cutscenes every once in a while. But just personality-wise, all the characters are way over-the-top, goofy, crazy, like you'd expect from an anime. They're like very kind of manic.
Manic's a good word for it.
Like something you're like, oh, okay, that was a thing, but no, if you're a character there, they're just like, oh my god, blah, blah. They freak out like way more than they need to because anime, pretty much. And
how's the voice acting?
I think it's really great. I'm playing the English. I'm not doing the Japanese because screw that crap. I don't care. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, I downloaded the Japanese, but I haven't tried it yet. Just to kind of turn it on and just see. But I mean, the English is fine. Most of the time in games like that, I do not care for the English, but the Persona games, it's actually done really good. Usually.
Oh, it's really great. Yeah. It's really good. The only part that's weird is when they are specifically talking about, like they mentioned that they're speaking Japanese, but they're not because it's English. So it's kind of like one of those weird things where the entire game they're technically speaking Japanese, even though it's really English.
Right.
So like them in universe, they're speaking Japanese because someone will say something like, "I want help with my English, and you happen to know English." Like everybody's talking English. It's just a little weird, silly thing, but. Not really a big deal. The thing that's weird is, like, I noticed this week there's people complaining about the localization is bad.
Really?
And the translations are bad. It's like there's some, like, I saw some article of somebody who actually does localization stuff. And I'm like, you're idiots. This is great localization. It's perfect.
What I've played of it,
95% of the time, it's perfect. It's great. They've picked out in this article a few specific lines of stuff that I highly suspect were just some of the text lines that don't actually have voiceover.
Yeah.
that are probably a little bit lower priority. But even then, it's like most of that is fine in the game.
Jeez, I
they're
can't
seeing
believe that.
they're seeing a few like trees that look a little bit weird and not noticing. Oh wait, this forest is super awesome and perfect and totally fine. And since I can't compare Japanese, even if I listen to it, it just sounds like nothing to me since I don't know it. I can't say, oh, the Japanese has so much better information and this isn't an accurate translation at all. I'm like, seems fine to me.
There was now. I mean, I haven't seen anything bad so far in it as far as translation wise, at least in my opinion. Now playing Yakuza 0, there was a lot of weird translation things in that that just didn't make sense at all. And I'm like, that's bad.
There's none of that in this game. It all makes sense, and most, every once in a while it'll have something that's like slightly odd phrasing, but it's more that you're seeing like, oh, this is something because it's set in Japan, not because they're translating it weird. It's just the character happens to say something like that because that's the character. It's not, I don't know, it's just weird. It also had some complaint in there in this whole article about how people don't talk this way. I'm like, duh, it's a freaking anime. Nobody talks that way. Even if you're talking about the Japanese, people in Japan don't talk like this in here, even no matter what language you're listening to. It's just because it's a stylized thing. Same with TV and movies. People don't really talk like that in just any kind of TV or movie thing. So it's just kind of like, what a dumb complaint. I think it's great.
Yeah, it just seems
all the characters are super fun. They're really like unique and different, each one that that you meet. And
to me, it just seems like somebody nitpicky or wanting a clicky bait kind of thing.
Pretty much,
I mean,
yeah.
Which you see that a lot when a game that, especially a game like Persona, that's not a Call of Duty, it's not a AAA, considered a AAA game, comes out and it does real well, then everybody jumps on it and goes, oh well, we got to make a terrible article just so we could get hits, and people come on our website and go, pitchforks. It's like, really, just. Whatever.
It's like, like maybe for a few examples you technically have a little bit of a point, but no. There's so much information and just content in this game, and so much dialogue in this game. Even if you cut out all of the dialogue that's text only and you don't have the voiceover, even if you just keep all the voiceover stuff, even just that, there's tons of in this game.
Yeah.
It's like, if like 2 or 3 lines over here are a little bit weird, I think percentage-wise that's still pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
all the
silly to whine about that, but
all the characters are really memorable. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can, and they're talking about how like, can you guess who said this line? And oh, surprise, it was the same character said all of these things. I'm like, so like that's good. Even the like just text writing in this game, you can tell it's in that character's voice. Yeah. Completely opposite of what they were trying to argue.
That's like somebody arguing, well, Zelda, and that's like somebody arguing in Zelda, well, Link never speaks. He never says a word. This game's terrible because he doesn't talk. That's bad localization. What? He doesn't talk in any game. He doesn't talk in any game. He never said a word in any of them, other than.
I thought he talked in Wind Waker.
Nope.
There.
He grunts.
Yeah, he just grunts.
The only time Link ever talked was like cartoons.
Yeah.
Or the CDI games.
Those don't count.
I wish they'd bring that voice actor back for Link.
Oh, gosh. Good night, folks.
That'd be the best.
Oh, my gosh.
So, with Persona, like, I'm coming to this completely cold, never played a Persona game before, but it's been pretty easy to pick up. They spend probably the first 15 to 20 hours every bit just giving you something new and adding into the mix. So by the time you get after the first dungeon, you completed it, you've just got so many different things to kind of pay attention to that if they piled it all on you at the start, you'd just be like, what's going on? But they pace it out a pretty good way.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it's a good one to get into if you've never played any of the Persona games before. It's not, and because you don't have to know. Everybody looks at it and goes, 5. Oh, that must be a deep story that I have to know everything. Nah, none of them are interconnected. You don't have to know anything about it. If it was a Shin Megami, then some of those are kind of connected, but not to Persona. So. Yeah.
So I am, let's see, like I said, 67 hours into the game. I am like at the very end of September in the in-game calendar. So you start, I think it's April that you start out in.
Yeah, it's April you start out in,
So I'm well past where you can stream.
Oh, yeah, you're well past that.
Which is weird because in game that's not even like some big end of a story moment. It's just a day.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2 or 3 days from the end of a deadline for the 3rd or 4th dungeon, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's random, whatever day they picked. So, okay.
I think they just picked a certain percentage of the game and went, okay, this is the date. This is close enough. And you're like, well, that's really not anywhere to do with anything after that. It's not that big a. Okay, whatever.
Like, sure. Okay, whatever. Fine.
But you know what? I've been clicking on streams every once in a while on Twitch and YouTube, and people are well past that, and they're streaming it, and they're putting it on YouTube, and nobody's doing anything.
Like,
streams are probably easier because they're not going to be able. They do some stuff after the fact eventually, maybe if they decided to. Yeah. YouTube, it's a lot easier to find stuff just from all their algorithms and things.
Yeah, but,
I've got. Let's see. My character, I'm up to 4th level on all social stats out of 5.
Oh wow, that's really good.
So there's like 6 different ones.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Or
Awesome.
5.
Cool.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the little star graphic that's on that screen. I was like, wait, is there 5 or 6? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like your guts, your knowledge, your kindness, charm, proficiency. So yeah, there's 5.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 12 persona slots, so I can hold 12 at a time now. I just got that. I've got 7 available party members. You can only have 3 at a time.
Right.
I've got 19 confidants, which that includes your party members. It's just all the people you can go hang out with in the game when you're not in a dungeon. Some of them have some really good stuff that will help you out when you unlock the abilities, and some of them are just kind of like, I don't need that.
Yeah. Why did you put
so
that
I'm
in?
not hanging out with you.
Why are you even here? What are you here for? What's your job?
Well, it's something that's like, okay, I can see how some people would want this, but for me, I'm like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like one of them will lower the alert level in dungeons. If I can't remember what the phrasing is. There's like 2 different ways. For if you just wait a day for it to naturally go down, it goes down more than it normally would if you use this person's ability. And something within dungeon, when it goes down, it'll go down more. I'm like, most of the time it's at 0 anyway, the way I've been playing it. And if it goes up to 15% at a time. So I don't need that ability. It's not as cool as like getting your party members up to get stuff like resisting death and all that stuff. That's a little more useful.
Exactly. Yes. Resisting death would be very useful.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Oh, there's some fun ones that really you don't see them that often, but they're good abilities. So like you'll get your party members will get chances to get a critical hit if you don't knock the player down on your sort of like your main character that you play as. Mm-hmm. So randomly, I'm not sure, it doesn't tell you what percentage chance it is, so it just shows up every once in a while where it's like, hey, can I take care of this? And you're like, yes, no. Like, I don't know why you'd ever say no. You're like, yes, and then they go and do some cool, crazy animation where they hit them a bunch of times, and then they go into their knockdown state. And so you're like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a few other things like that. Yeah, I'm deep.
Yeah, you're way deeper into it than I am. You're way deeper into it than I am.
Sounds interesting.
4 dungeons and in the middle of the 5th, and there's time in between dungeons too. So the way that it works is like you'll get a dungeon, have like a deadline. You can finish it before the end of the deadline, but you still have to wait till the end of the deadline before you see kind of like the results in the real world.
Right.
So in that time, you can go and you can, raise your stats, hang out with people, go to any of the activities, do those, any of that stuff. There's also something called mementos in the game, which is the sort of side dungeon that's just always there, that's randomly generated like older games. Mm-hmm. And there's a point eventually for doing it, but there's just so much cool stuff in that game. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I like doing the burger challenge. If you go at night, you get it for cheaper, and you get like a giant burger, and if you manage to eat it all, it really raises some of the stats. But yeah, you can do all sorts of just little activities and stuff, and you read, you can study, you can watch a movie at the theater, you can rent DVDs, you can find eventually a retro game console, you can go to the bathhouse, you can go to a diner, you can go to batting cages, just all sorts of just crazy little stuff like that. Yeah. And you have to balance like, okay, these 3 people are available to hang out with, and if I hang out with this person, it will raise them up to the next level. Let's see, do they get an ability then? Yes, no, okay. But if I go here and raise this stat, then I know that I'll be ready to do this other thing that I required to have better charm for. So you have to kind of juggle around, which thing do I want to do, and before it tells me, nope, you got to go do this other thing. Because sometimes it'll take over and you can't do things during the day because it's all like a big main story section, so it just kind of takes over.
Right.
You don't get to have free time.
Sounds cool. I need to.
But it's kind of a nice back and forth where it's like, okay, you have a lot of free time plus trying to tackle this dungeon for a while, and then, okay, now we're going to take over and do some story for a little while, and now we'll give you free reign again. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, pretty much I'm beating Zelda tomorrow, and then I'm playing nothing but Persona 5 for the rest of the week.
Like the confidence that I've got 1 at max rank of 10 already, and I've got a few at like 8 and 9, and then I've got a couple that are just like level 1 because I'm like, screw you, you're stupid.
I don't need you. Get out of here.
There's one party member that keeps showing up as I need to like go hang out with them to upgrade him, but I was just like, I don't like your personality, you're stupid, I'm not going to hang out with you.
No, I'm not interested. Go away.
I got you to level 3, so I get the baton pass ability, which lets you like switch off in mid-battle. So if you like take advantage of an enemy's weakness, you knock them down into like knockdown state.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you get like an and 1 attack. So you can attack again, but if you have the baton pass, you can pass it to another person. So say there's a couple different enemies, you only have the ability on this character to get one of the weaknesses. So you knock him down, and then you pass it over to the other person, and then they take care of the other enemy, and then you all wail on it together. It's great. Super awesome.
Oh, cool.
The writing is really hilarious, too. So if you knock them all down, you can negotiate with them to try and get the persona to like join you and get a new mask or what have you. And sometimes you just want to pick the wrong answer on purpose because it's so funny.
You can save it, pick the wrong answer, and then come back.
Well, I mean, if you're going through a dungeon, you're probably going to see that enemy again around the next corner anyway.
You're right. That's true. But yeah, it's an awesome game. I need to play it more. I just haven't played it more. I need to.
Man, as soon as it gets its claws in you, you're not going to be playing anything else.
I know, and that's why I've kind of skimmed the surface of it just to kind of get an idea for a review and kind of play a little bit of it and go, okay, I got the feel of it. I feel confident enough that I can play it a little bit enough to write a review. But I want.
So how far in are you going to go before you think you're going to do that? Because it does introduce some stuff a lot later.
I'm probably going to wait and do my review the end of the week, so I can get a couple of nights play.
How many characters have you met?
I don't even remember. I haven't played it in a week, so I don't.
Because you sort of start out and you get 2 characters and then sort of like a 3rd character, so you have like a full party, and then it takes a while before, like each dungeon you get a new character as far as like party member goes.
Yeah.
And then you can meet a few other people that are just like out in the world as well. But some of the later party members you get are super cool.
Yeah.
One of them annoys me, so I just ignore him most of the time.
I've played a couple of games like that with party members that just annoy me. I'm like, man, I really wish I could mute that character.
I mean, he's really well written. The voice is kind of annoying just because of it fits what the character's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But just me personally, I don't like people with his type of personality super much. And so I could see how other people, he would probably be their favorite character or something. But just for me personally, that character, I'm just like, no, stop it. Go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I've played lots of games like that. It's just, I think Enchanted, I can't remember what that game was called. There was one character just absolutely, I loved the game, I loved everything. The character was so annoying, I quit playing the game. One of the other characters, I couldn't take it anymore because he just talked all the time, and I was just like, shut up. Oh my god.
I mean, the first character that you meet in this game is kind of like Ryuji is his name. Yeah. He's kind of like another sort of outcast guy in the school, and you kind of meet up with him first. He's a character that I really, really like, but he's also a character who does some really stupid stuff, and I'm like shaking my fist at the screen, like, why? Why did you say that, you stupid moron?
Because that's the way they wrote the script.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun that way.
But yeah, I need to play more. Once I'm finishing Zelda tomorrow. And then I don't have to worry about playing Zelda again until DLC comes out, and then I can focus on it. I couldn't take my focus away.
Total anime feeling where it gets all of the aspects of anime, where it's super goofy, it can go super dark. They can handle a dark subject in a super goofy manner. The characters are always just like way too melodramatic.
Yeah.
But it's fun that way. It fits exactly. It's not trying to be anything different. It's trying to be what it is, and it does it really well. It's fun.
Yeah, it's and that's all that matters. It's fun.
And it's yet another super great game coming out earlier this year. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, well, let's get into the news real quick. Well, there's a couple of interesting news stories to talk about, but not too much. Call of Duty World War II was announced this week. Apparently, they will have a live stream the 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. 10, 11, 12. What is that? 10, 11, 12, 1 East. 1 East. I hate time zones. Let's just do away with time zones. This one's going back to World War II. I got to pull up Twitter here. There's a picture of some box art that came out. Where is it? That kind of goes into a little detail about the game. It says, let me flip my phone here sideways so I can see it. Call of Duty returns to its roots with Call of Duty World War II, a breathtaking experience that redefines World War II for a new gaming generation. Land in Normandy on D-Day and battle across Europe through iconic locations in history. Blah 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 blah. So they're going back completely from the beginning of the American entry into the war. It will have a single-player campaign, of course, with lifelike visuals. They'll have multiplayer, and they'll have a high-octane cooperative mode. It says, Call of Duty World War II cooperative mode unleashes a new and original story play with your friends in this next-level standalone game experience full of unexpected adrenaline-pumping moments.
It's going to be Call of Duty, basically.
Yes. It's actually going to be a co-op Call of Duty, but apparently, my understanding is at least the way it sounds from from the back of this box, it looks like it's going to be a different story than the single player story, which is kind of cool. Maybe
it sounds kind of like oh crap, what was the name of that game? It was one of the. Of course, my mind goes blank as soon as I'm trying to say it. Dang it!
I don't know which one you're talking about.
It's not a Call of Duty game. It's Ubisoft spy game, not Metal Gear, because that's a stupid game that's not right. That's coming
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, yes. Splinter Cell. Conviction, I think, the one that had the separate co-op story modes.
Yes,
it sounds like maybe they're doing something like that.
And that would be cool because I played that game through the story, and then I played the co-op story. And,
it was really good. And
it was really good. And spoiler alert, at the end, one of you have to shoot the other one, and I shot the other one and got the achievement, and the other guy did not. And he was like, "Can we play all the way through again so you could shoot me?" I went, "Nah." We never did go back and play. I was like, "Nah, it's all right."
I played it with one of my friends, and we just loaded that level again and swapped. So
I was giving him a hard time.
But yeah,
I could go back now and say, "Hey, if you want to load that level, I've still got it saved. We can."
I wonder if they're actually going to call this Call of Duty WWII, like it looks like.
It looks like it. I don't know.
Terrible name.
I mean, they've got the box art printed up and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I guess it's fine.
I just can't bring myself to care.
You know what? Normally, and you know me, normally I do not care about Call of Duty games, but when they do the World War II, I like it. I've always liked it. I've always liked the stories. Now, I say that.
Well, it's been forever since that. It was like World at War was the last one that ever was that.
Right.
World there, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. World at War was the last one, and it was
after
okay.
That, it's all Modern Warfare and Black Ops and all that stuff.
Call of Duty on the first Call of Duty on the 360 is still my favorite one, and I loved that story, and I thought it was great. But I'm kind of a World War II buff. You know, my father was in World War II, so I've grown up listening to World War II stories. So we watched World War II movies. So to me, the World War II stuff is kind of I really enjoy it. So if it's a good story, a good realistic, graphics, good story, I'm all in. Now,
it sounds like they're trying to do what Battlefield 1 did and do kind of like little vignette stories rather than one long campaign.
I mean, we'll see on the 26th, maybe. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. And it may be one of those games like I usually do with some of the Call of Duties. I go to Redbox the day it comes out. I buy it. I play the 5-hour campaign, and I take it back. But, if it's a good World War II story that's done well, I'm all in. I've just not cared for the other Call of Duties, the Advanced Warfare and the whatever the last one was. I can't even remember now. Whatever last year.
Infinite Warfare.
Infinite. I didn't care for any of those.
I think the last one I played is Black Ops 2. I was kind of interested in Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, but not enough to
and this is when I was on the Sony retail thing. I got Infinite Warfare for $5, and I think the season pass for $5. And literally played it for 10 minutes and went meh. And it was like, I'm done. Deleted it off the hard drive and never put it back on.
I really like.
I actually like the single player for Infinite Warfare.
Modern Warfare 2 was the one that I was hooked on for a long time.
Yeah, I just any of the World War II games. As long as it's got a good story in it, and I liked what was it? Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is on the PS2. Those were really good. So.
Oh, I thought you were telling me like the one on PS3. I'm like,
no. The World War II ones, not the modern one.
World War II. I like the one on PS1. The Medal of Honor on PS1 where it first started.
I have both of those. I still have both of them.
Those are great FPS games back in the day.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's got a good story to it, I will at least play it. Now, whether that means I'll go out and spend $60 on it will remain to be seen. But I will at least Redbox it and play it. And that'll be the first Call of Duty that I'll probably play in a long time ago. That was okay. That was $5 well spent at Redbox, or however much, $3, whatever it is to rent at Redbox. I don't even know. That shows you how often I do it. Zelda tops March 2017 sales along with Ghost Recon Wildlands. Let's see. And what's funny is this article says that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the most attached games to a new console. No, any non-bundle title on a new hardware. Let me read that again here. It says, Breath of the Wild for the Switch during the same period, giving the highest attach rate for any non-bundled title on new hardware since the NPD began tracking it in 1995. That's because they sold more copies of Legend of Zelda than they did Switches.
Now, the article didn't go on to say if it was only counting the Switch ones or if it was counting the Wii ones.
It's counting the Wii U ones as well. The 925,000 copies of Zelda sold was counting the Wii U. That's if you look in the notes for the Nintendo Direct, they break it down to exactly how many sold.
That doesn't count.
There's 900 for the Switch. There's 460 for the Wii U.
Yeah, there's 460 for the Wii U and 925 for the Switch. So yeah, I'm looking here in the article.
So combined, it's almost 1.5.
It's 1.5 million that they sold.
Ish.
Yeah, and they sold 906,000 Switches, and they've sold 925,000 copies of Legend of Zelda on the Switch. So.
I mean, a lot of that could be I bought a collector's edition and a regular one because I don't want to open it, and then there's some who's like bought the game, but we're thinking, I'll find a system later, and then couldn't find one quite yet. That kind of stuff.
I have a buddy of mine who didn't buy a Switch. He has a Wii U, so he bought Zelda on the Wii U, but he bought the collector's edition on the Switch to have it. He said he'll probably never go back and play it, even when he does get a Switch, but he will have the collector's edition. When I was in line at GameStop to get my Switch, there was lots of people who bought a collector's edition and a regular copy of the games, because I'm guessing they either weren't going to open the collector's edition, or they were going to try to sell it on the secondary market since it was kind of so hard to get. Either way, they did.
There was a woman who came in today, or maybe yesterday, and she purchased both the Switch version and the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Just to have them both.
Yeah, and I have both of them. I bought the Switch version and the Wii U version. I will probably never play the Wii U version. In fact, it's sealed and sitting on the bookcase over there with the other games. I bought it just to have a complete set of all the Wii U games that I want. So, maybe someday down the road my Switch doesn't work, but my Wii U does. I can pop in the disc and go or whatever. I mean, who knows? But still, that's pretty fantastic. See, the top 10 best-selling games for March. And it doesn't say if this is in any particular order. I'm guessing it is. Ghost Recon number 1, Zelda number 2, Mass Effect number 3. Those poor people that put that game at number 3. Horizon Zero Dawn, Major League Baseball, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is still on there. Good night.
People still like it.
There's
Still
deals on
sells
it.
good, and it's still, I don't know, it's crazy.
They're still putting DLC up
Yeah,
for it. That's why.
crazy. For Honor, NBA 2K17, Nier, and last is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Still selling.
Yeah.
Now, the
that's
GTA
crazy.
thing, maybe it's like one of my buddies who's gotten way into watching streams where they're doing role-playing in GTA.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe
All right.
that's part of it. I don't know. Or maybe it's just him.
Yeah. I don't know. Lethal Migraine there is saying, it's Nintendo consoles. I've got, let me look. 1, 2.
There's quite a bit out on Switch, actually,
I
if you look
actually
at
have,
the
yeah.
eShop.
I actually have
They've been putting out a lot
five.
of stuff on there.
I actually have five hard copied games, and then I've got a couple of digital games on there. I think I've got seven or eight games on the system. That Wonder Boy
Nice.
for the system is great. Now I know you can get it on PlayStation 4, but man, that Wonder Boy game is awesome. It is
And
tremendously
I think that
awesome.
was the one they showed at PAX, too, because I was walking by and it was pretty busy, and I kind of wanted to play it, but I didn't want to wait. So,
Yeah, it is really, really good, and Nathaniel, you would love it just with the art style of it, and you can change it
Yeah.
from 8-bit to new right on the fly. Oh my gosh, it's just. But I played the
Yeah,
original
there's
when I was a kid. On the
probably
Master System.
about 3 or 4 games at least that are on eShop or in the store that I'm interested in buying. I just have way too much that I'm already playing,
Yeah.
so it's down the
I wanna
line.
play
You
Mr.
need something
Chicken.
to play.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one looks all right.
yeah, that one looks really cool. It looks really cool too. So that one's one that I kind of passed on, but I'll
Actually-
eventually get it.
I was wrong. It was Monster Boy. That's what I saw. Still, that game looked good, too.
Monster Boy. Don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Monster. Don't know
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. It's it's coming out. I think it's coming to Switch too.
Probably. When you said the Kingdom thing, then it
Yeah,
came
it
up
looks
right.
good.
Yeah, Wonder Boy's really good. It's a remake of the Master System version from Sega, and it's not remade by Sega, so it's
Cool,
weird.
cool. Yeah, Monster Boy coming to the Switch, Xbox One, PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So doesn't have a launch date yet.
Yeah. StarCraft Remastered is announced. It's coming this summer. Blizzard finally, after all the rumors that there was going to be a remastered version of StarCraft, it is coming out. Right now, you can get the non-remastered version of StarCraft and the Brood War expansion for free on their website. And I think is the remastered version going to be free for a limited time? Did I read that?
I don't know.
It doesn't say
I
in
don't
this.
think so.
It doesn't
I don't
say
think
that in
so.
this article, but I thought I read it in another article, but I could be wrong. I don't remember now. It was earlier in the week that I read that. But yeah, they've been rumoring this for a long time. And what makes me wonder is, StarCraft 1 is was pretty popular in Korea, especially in the esports scene. I wonder if a
Still
remastered
is.
version. Yeah, well, I wonder if the remastered version will take over on the game. I guess it would depend on how much they change the gameplay, which I don't reckon they'll change anything.
I would say that it will stay on 1 because it will run on any little podunk
Yeah.
system. It doesn't matter. You don't now. The remaster probably won't require anything crazy, but it'll still
should.
require something more than what the original one does.
Yeah.
Plus, that's what they know, So I don't know.
I mean, that is
Who knows?
a big thing over there. When I saw remaster, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I wonder what that's gonna.
I played the original StarCraft. I did like maybe 2 or 3 missions normally, and then just because the computer in that game cheats so much in the single player campaign, I just put in cheat codes to go through the rest
Nice.
of it.
I'm not good
Like
at
any of those
strategy
RTS
so-
games from back then,
Yeah.
like playing around just in random skirmishes, then that was a little bit better. But a lot of the setup campaign things where it's a specific thing, you have just a few people and you have to go through here. Even if it's one of the levels where you're building up an army or something, just the computer usually cheats so terribly in those older games. It's just screw this.
And I've never been good at a strategy games anyway. So I mean, I played them a little bit, but man, I'd usually get to a point in the campaign where it would just be impossible for me to do anything because I'm just not that good at them. So, but I mean, I always kind of like like the story and the stuff that the lore that went along with StarCraft was always kind of cool. So
Man, with StarCraft, if they just did like World of StarCraft as an MMO, they could probably make a ton of money because it has just as much like lore to it as what Warcraft does, and could easily be expanded. So.
Oh yeah, and I would play that. I'd play that in a heartbeat.
I probably wouldn't, but I'd like reading up on all the lore and stuff.
Yeah, I'd at least play it for a couple of years like I did Warcraft. I mean,
what is Kerrigan up to now?
Yeah,
Who's she trying to kill?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 single player previewed. What is it? Star Wars Celebration was this week.
Yeah, all sorts of Star Wars
weekend.
stuff.
Yeah, there was a ton of stuff that came out last weekend. But the EA showed a trailer for the trailer for the Force Awakens was not the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, whatever they call it. It was exactly what I thought it would be. It would be vague and not knowing what's going on. Yeah, it's teaser. That trailer was over 2 minutes. That is not a teaser, in my opinion.
It is a teaser.
No, a teaser trailer is 30
seconds.
Teaser
has nothing to do with length. It has for how far out from a movie it is, and also how much content you're showing in it.
Yeah, they showed way more to me than what would be in a teaser. I don't.
Have you seen the comparison to the Force Awakens teaser where it's side by side?
Yes.
It's almost beat for beat. You can tell it's probably the same house that made it, and it's kind of they're following their formula.
But it's actually an edited version of it to make it match up a little bit more.
Well, still, it's fun how you can see they're obviously trying to cut their trailer formula. Okay, we need a shot kind of like this here, and a shot kind of like this there.
Yeah, but it's exactly what I thought would be, and.
Yeah,
that's the last one.
Really cool.
Last one I'll watch. I won't watch any more until the movie comes out. So
I don't want to see anything else.
Nope, that's all I needed.
The best part was the jokes from Mark Hamill saying that he's not actually speaking; it's all telepathy.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to have to talk in this movie.
He is truly a fool amongst men.
And then he laughs
If you ever watch him on just like a panel or somewhere where he's just like riffing on stories and he'll go from one thing to another, you can just listen to him forever.
Oh no, yeah, I'll put a lot of it on in the background when I'm doing some on the computer. I can pull them up on YouTube and listen to him talk all day about working on Batman the animated series, and just there's like hour and a half.
I wish they had on. They have his Pop Culture Quest show, which there's only a few of them out for free. You have to. I forget what service it's on.
Yeah,
they're really well done.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I haven't watched them in a long time, but I watched.
Anyway, Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, Battlefront 2. So it's going to have a single player campaign. Let's see. It takes place at the end of Return of the Jedi, and apparently will run all the way to the beginning of The Force Awakens. So it's going to take over that whole 30-year span of story that we have no idea about.
I can't wait to do that.
Well,
the campaign on
and
that
it's
one.
all from sort of the perspective of the Empire, and everything they've shown looks really, really cool. Everything they said about it sounds really, really cool.
Well, they also said that you'll play as Luke and Kylo at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a dice game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're not that great with campaigns.
No.
They have some that can be decent-ish, but that's the only thing that's holding my expectations back. It's like, wait. They aren't exactly known for doing the best campaigns ever. Maybe it'll be okay, but we'll wait and see.
Right. Well, and that's been my thing. The trailer looked really awesome. The story sounds really cool, but is it going to be just a 5-hour thing spanning 30 years worth of content?
It looks gorgeous. It sounds gorgeous because, the original Battlefront had all that too. That it has a campaign is great. I'm just fingers crossed it's really good because it sounds like an interesting direction for one. So hopefully they can pull it off.
It does, and since they have not shown anything of any of the other Star Wars games that they have in development, what else have we got?
Nothing.
Yeah,
we got nothing.
Enig's Star Wars game.
I don't know.
That's one I want to know about.
Yeah, I do too. I'm just waiting for the EA press thing that goes on during E3 and see more concept drawings of it and say we're working on this.
Did we mention that we're doing Star Wars games?
Yeah.
All right, guys. FIFA.
Yeah. Well, the campaign was co-written by Walt Williams. He wrote Spec Ops: The Line, and that had a really interesting story in it if you ever played that one.
That is a great game.
Yeah,
Had two different things you could do. path.
It was an interesting game. I wouldn't call it great. I think that the story and the way that they frame it was a really cool way to do it, but the game itself overall was just kind of
under $10 now. Too.
Yeah,
it was
the story was
good.
Yeah, I like the story of it. The rest
it's just the way that they framed that game with the story in order to make you feel guilty about shooting things. That's what made it special. But the actual mechanics and stuff of it was just like pretty much the other thing. That's been out there for a long time.
Yeah, if you got it for free on, was it free on PlayStation? Was it a free PlayStation Plus game or
it was PlayStation Plus?
Yeah. So.
It was.
Even knowing that going into the game wouldn't ruin anything.
No. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for good because I like a good Star Wars game with a really good story. So, but you're going to have to make me really, really want to spend my $60, and right now I'm not really wanting to spend my $60.
John just wants to wield a lightsaber and hack off characters' arms.
No, if I wanted to do that, then I would play Battlefront more. But.
VR lightsaber arm hack simulator.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, I mean, I hope it's really cool. I want a really good story base, Star Wars game, and if I have to get it in Battlefront, that's fine. But make it.
I'm thinking that their ideas for what the story is going to be about is probably really, really cool. It's just them executing it in a way that's compelling is the thing that I'm not sure DICE has in them yet. They haven't proven it yet.
Right.
They've done a few really, really bad campaigns. They've done a few okay campaigns. And a couple maybe that were good-ish, but nothing like great or super awesome. We're like, man, you really, really need to play that. They just haven't had one of those games yet.
Yeah, and that's what makes me nervous.
Because they're a multiplayer studio for the most part. That's kind of their bread and butter.
Right, and that's fine. I understand that.
They're really good at it.
Yeah, they're good at it, but I have hope that it will be good, but we'll.
Yeah, but man, if it is good, it's gonna be so great.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if it's really good, it's going to be fan-frickin-tastic. So.
And if it's really terrible.
It's going to be really terrible. Yeah, it could go either way.
I'm 50-50 either way. Just we'll have to see.
So the NES Classic Edition was officially quote-unquote discontinued in America.
The internet is angry.
I don't know if they've actually said it's discontinued. They said they're not producing it anymore this year. So, I mean, it is discontinued for the year, but that doesn't mean that they won't make it again next year. They never have
fairly certain it's done.
Oh, I'm fairly certain it's done too, because it was never meant to be a huge mass-produced thing. That's what people seem to understand.
Yeah, it's just a novelty product.
Yeah, it was just a novelty product that was only supposed to be out for a limited time. But everybody thinks there should have been about 15 million of these things made, and it wasn't supposed to be like that. That's not what it was for. It was just for a holiday thing for the anniversary of the NES. That was what it was for. But hot on those heels, the NES, Eurogamer says the Super NES Classic is supposed to come out this year. This is the rumor that they have on their website. Once again,
John's gonna buy it.
I would not be shocked by this at all if it came out this year, because this is the next logical step for them to go, is with the Super NES. But I don't know. It's the question is people going to break their necks to get it again? Yeah, there'll be those few people that break their necks to get it again.
I already have people calling about it, and it's like,
let me tell you something.
The thing is, past the SNES, what could they do this again for?
The N64.
Maybe the 64.
Johnny White.
No, I don't think it has as much.
I don't think so either.
There is nostalgia for the 64, but not as much.
It'll just be a mini GoldenEye box.
Yeah,
like the 64 has a few specific things, but it's not as broad as like the NES or the SNES as far as just a wide range of titles. It's like, ooh, I want those.
Well, what's going to be hard on the Super NES is what 30. If they do 30 games again, what 30 games are they going to do on there? I mean, there's a ton of really good and a really ton of a lot of expensive, hard to find games. Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, games like that. A lot of people. Earthbound. Will Earthbound be on there? I mean, I wouldn't see why not. It's on the eShop for the Wii U, so, why wouldn't it be?
It's just what they pick, basically. There's so many to choose from. It's like, well, we can only fit so many, so we got to cut this, and we can only include that one. This one's really cool, but we don't have room for it.
I don't know about that. They chose not to fit more than that.
Oh, yeah, because it would hold. It would hold more than that. Hackers proved that it would hold more than that. I don't know. The thing about it
Nintendo.
is
they like
it is.
Things.
if anybody who has ever played an emulator would play the NES Mini and then go back and play a really good emulator or a Raspberry Pi, there's no comparison. That thing is garbage next to even the free ones that you can get on your computer. I don't know. I mean, I liked it. I played it for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. The input lag was terrible on it, and then I just wrapped it up.
Mine's still unopened.
In the box. Yeah, I mean, mine's back in the box. So, you know, and it looks nice sitting over there on the shelf. In fact, you can kind of see it right there. Right there. Right there.
Robert's is waiting for the price to
whoop. Well, I mean, it's already. How much higher is it going to go?
I saw. Somebody told me they were coming back down to under 300, but yeah, just hang on to it a little bit longer.
I'm not too concerned with it. It was only $50.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got mine, and it wasn't that, you know, wasn't that expensive, and it's okay. But I mean, this is people paying a big bunch of money for it. That's just absolutely crazy, because it's really dumb and it's not worth it.
Yep,
it's just not.
People be crazy, yo.
Yes, they are. Real quick, Nintendo. There was a Nintendo Direct the 13th. We haven't recorded since then. It pretty much showed off most of your Switch stuff that you'd expect. ARMS, Minecraft, Nintendo was shown, which looked pretty cool because you get the
just the console version that has their console-specific skins, just like the rest of them. Yep. The cool thing though is you could play Minecraft Mobile. That's more like regular Minecraft versus Pocket Edition.
Right. Yeah, it's more like real Minecraft. If you want.
Although, you know, Pocket Edition's still fine.
Yeah.
Lots of people play it, but this is like, okay, I can play this mobile and it's a different experience than what Pocket is.
Yeah. One of the ones that they showed that I was really interested in was a Cinemoria EX for the Switch. That game on the Vita was awesome. I know there was a PlayStation 4 version as well, but that is an awesome shoot 'em up for the Vita. That'll be really cool to see it come on the Switch. Namco Museum, which only had 1, 2, 3, has Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, Sky Kid, Rolling Thunder, Galaga 88, Splatterhouse, Rolling Thunder 2, Tank Force, and I believe that was they didn't really come out and say if that was a eShop exclusive or if that was a cartridge release. I don't know. They never did say. And then they talked about, you know, Monopoly, ARMS. Splatoon 2 was the big one. There was a lot of 3DS talk.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to go out and buy a Monopoly board?
I would think so, but you know, people don't want to do that anymore. People don't want to play a real board game of Monopoly. They want to play it on the.
This one you can play online or something, maybe.
I have to count paper money to play this game? This is bullcrap. Why would I want to do this? This is ridiculous. Yeah. But no, it's the 25th anniversary of Kirby's going on, so they got Team Kirby Crash and all kinds of Kirby games coming out this year. RPG Maker.
That surprises me that they don't have a Kirby game for Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if it's doing a big, you know, it's Year of Kirby, well, probably could have done one for Switch, but I don't know, maybe it's just too late by the time they decided to do it to make one, or it's still coming, we just don't know about it yet.
They said there was one Kirby game that they can't talk about. They didn't say what system it was for, what it was called, or anything about it. They said there was one more Kirby game, but
I would say it's probably Switch then, just because they've got so many on 3DS. It's like, all right, well, okay, what's left?
So there you go. You look at a lot of people think that, you know, the 3DS isn't working, or the 3DS is going away. No, they are still.
It will go away
eventually,
when it probably normally was going to anyway. I don't know.
The Switch doesn't have near enough installed base right now to make the 3DS go away.
And the 3DS,
they do need to support it, and I think that 3DS will probably start slowing down a little bit over time, but not this year for sure.
And there'll be another.
Yeah, not until the Switches are readily available. I mean, why would you buy a 3DS XL when you can get a Switch for $100 more? You know?
And I still say that they're still gonna have another iteration of of a portable handheld 3DS.
Yeah.
But the Switch is not going to be their main handheld console because it's.
What if it's the Nintendo 3D Switch?
3D Switch.
On the logo, smash.
Yeah, just go. But no, because Nintendo keeps saying it that the Switch is a home console first. That's a hybrid. So this is their home
Oh, yeah.
console for now.
Whichever one
And
is
their
first,
3DS.
it's still a hybrid, no matter which way you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm. So, but they'll have some other DS, whether it's 3DS or just a DS or some other kind of handheld. They'll always have some kind of lower cost, lower graphic handheld console. They always will.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing some games coming out on 3DS and Switch. It won't make sense for everyone, but some of them will work just as well on either one, possibly. So why not port it up to the Switch too? Who knows?
Who knows? I mean,
it could work.
Yeah, it could. It could very well work. I mean, it could go either way. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Their E3 presentation should be real interesting.
Are they doing a direct during E3 then?
Yeah, like they always do. Yeah, as far as I know,
they did
are.
last year.
Well, that's true. It was like a week after E3 or a week before.
They did like Zelda stuff, but it wasn't like a big whole presentation like they had done. They did sort of the Treehouse streams.
Yeah.
And things.
I'll have to look. I think I got an email. I think I got a PR email about that. I have to look back through it. I don't know. I need to clean out my inbox. There's like 5,000 emails in there.
I think they need to do a presentation, but whether Nintendo thinks they do or not, who knows?
Yeah. And they, like I said, they may do a direct during that. I mean, so many...
I don't think they'll do a live thing. I think they're done with that. They like controlling their message, and I think it works better that way too, because you can make it go at a perfect pace. You don't have anything live messing you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oops, this controller doesn't work, or oh, I forgot my lines.
I like the Nintendo Directs. I like them a lot, because then I can just watch them on my own time if I can't watch them when they first stream them live. And I don't. And then I just.
I mean, the E3 ones you can, but
but I don't know. I like
watch a recap video and you get it much quicker.
Yeah. Or listen to the anchor that I did the other day, and I did it all in like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize how out of breath I would be after. Because I touched on every game. I did. I had my notes.
Like an auctioneer.
Pretty much, I had my notes, and I just went. So, yeah. So, all right. I started a new giveaway last night. The Digimon World for PS4 giveaway is on Gleam. If you want to enter that, the link is on our Twitter account. It's pinned to the Twitter account. You can click it and enter to win that. It ends, I think it's near the end of May or the 20th of May, 21st, something like that. It ends in a month. Ends in about a month, anyway. But yeah, that's a full game download code for the new Digimon game on PS4, which sounds pretty cool. I read, Jeremy wrote a review on it, and he seemed to like it, and he was not a Digimon fan, so for him to not like Digimon but like that game, it sounded pretty cool. But yeah, if you were interested in winning that one, or entering that one, check out that. Other than that, I got nothing else. Do you guys got anything else? Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Oh, I think that covers it.
Yep. Well, I was going to say we could talk about your garage stuff, but you can save that for next week since it's kind of getting late. Since, Microsoft had to do an update a half hour before my...
that computer.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what.
Dang you, Windows.
The one time that I say, well, I'm going to restart my computer because it's very important to purge out that RAM before we get going, and wait 47 hours for a stupid install. Ugh. And it was probably nothing anyway. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Well, we'll probably be back in at least 2 weeks, maybe next week. If there's a lot to talk about, we may come back next week. We'll see how it goes, but we'll at least be back in 2 weeks anyway. All right, let me save that. Save the audio.
We had lots. We had lots of interaction from the crowd. Sorry, I had to get up a couple times. My bad. I try not to.
Well, that's fine. It happens.
Wife is gone right now, so just me and the pets, and they're active outside. So
I got you.
More attention, etc.
Yeah. All right. I didn't say anything about that.
I see we have lots of stuff in the chat going on. We're popular today.
Well, that's good. That's what we want.
Green guy who's mostly ripping into Nintendo more than I would on the usual. He's just being pill.
That's all right. That's okay. Everybody, it's all good. Yeah,
interesting.
He brings up some. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Drop that hammer.
Wow.
I'm not saying Nintendo's perfect or anything, but calling them useless is a little bit strong.
Let me tell you something. The Nintendo 64 was the most useless console I ever had in my life, and I've still got one, and I never play that thing. In fact, every one of the games I ever play are just garbage, and I hate them. I hate all of them.
I took two guys.
They don't age very well.
No, they don't. They age terribly.
Let me give you an example. I took one to a guy's house to sell today. He bought it.
Yeah.
He's got like a 65-inch TV, plugs it into AV, fires up Shadows of the Empire. I'm like, oh, my eyes!
I played a couple of them just to say, yep. I even picked up a couple of games at the flea market last weekend, N64 games, because they were $1. They were $1. And
good, or were they crappy?
It was wrestling. It was wrestling games.
Wrestling. Yeah.
And I love those old wrestling games. Yeah, I like the old wrestling games. So I brought them home, played them.
Yeah, the N64 and that 3D stuff just has not aged well.
Ugh.
Some of the games, I still have a soft spot for some of the games.
Yeah, I mean, GameCube to me was, I still like that one. The Wii was okay. The Switch, though, I'm in love with my Switch. I love it. I play it every day, a couple hours a day. Not just Zelda. I played a lot of Zelda, but not just Zelda.
I gotta get going.
Yep, I gotta get going too. It is almost midnight here, and I gotta get up in the morning and do some stuff. So I am. To...
I gotta work at 7:30.
Oh well, you have fun with that. I don't know. I'm going back to work. I think Tuesday. I think whenever. I don't know. I've got a big. They wanted to know. Do you got a place to keep stuff if we send it to you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And we're going to send you a pallet of stuff. All right, well, let me clear out the garage so I can get some pallets of stuff. So, yeah, I got pallets of stuff. Yeah, see, check out the...
Nice.
Nintendo's terrible. As I wear it on my shirt. All right, guys.
I'll catch y'all later.
All right, see you guys. Thanks, chat room. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you next time.